What's up, y'all? Before we get started in this first episode, I had to put my dad's jacket out here. You know, maybe this should be my thing with this video series, you know, my Mr. Rogers moment. So I had to put it out here because it stinks. It smells like Winston Reds. He used to smoke them for many years, so it's infused into this jacket. I love it and hate it at the same time. It's a weird feeling. This first episode, we're gonna have to Tarantino because I already got all the moisture out of this headlight. So now, I don't know how it got in there. I don't see any obvious signs of cracks or anything, but I'll definitely kind of get into like first steps to take. Really, this method of just getting the moisture out of there could be your first step. It's very non-invasive, very simple to do. Just takes an hour or two of your time. As you can also see, the E39 M5 back there, I've owned that for 5 years. That probably should be its own web series. Obviously, you aficionados knew we got two 5-liter V8s. Definitely a dying breed. That's really what makes this car special, even though it's heavy. The powertrain, power delivery, the sound makes everything better. Say no to turbo farts. So let me walk you through what I did to get the moisture out of this headlight. Look how damp this thing is. Oh my god, I think we could have grown something inside this headlight. Anyway, here's the before picture. My first attempt at fixing this headlight was really, not going to say it wasn't worth it, but the first step you should do is to actually get some soapy water in here to find potential crack, find the leak source. So my first attempt here was to dry it out, just to see if, that would work, it'd be easy enough. But sure enough, moisture came back, and I was left to try and find the leak. After the car wash, I noticed this drop and obviously some of this condensation. So I'm pretty sure moisture is getting into the headlight, probably through a topside source. Had to go all in and try to get this headlight out. I don't want to be a shiesty used car salesman. I could totally time this just right so that, whenever I try to sell this car, there's no moisture in here, but we're not going to do that because we're honest people, and this drives me nuts. So getting this fixed will help my sanity. I did need to remove the air box, but it's one of those things when you start digging around, there's no how to, you just got to start poking around until you find something. Removing the air box wasn't a big deal. Got that out of the way so I could get to the back of the headlight. And then I saw there's actually this one bolt over here by the bumper that need to be removed. You can get all the bolts out except for this one. So you have to basically remove the front bumper partially. I've got it like halfway removed right now. Let's see if I can get it out. Wow, there it is. So there's a really big wiring harness. It's really well made. It's just like a single lever. Actually, you can see it right here. Release this lever, push it all the way down, and then obviously I kind of did this rotate thing, pull it out. Obviously I'm trying not to mark any of this stuff. Probably would have been wise to tape it up, but I was careful enough. Now to inspect the headlight, see if there's any cracks in it, and then we'll try to seal it up as best we can and pray for the best. Same idea with plugging the tire. We're going to pump air into this thing and then blow or spray some soapy water all along the seams to see if we can't find some bubbles. I got my trusty hair dryer. This one actually has a cool setting. I mentioned that before, but that's awesome. It's not going to pull a bunch of energy and or just throw a bunch of excessive heat around. So let me turn this thing on and we'll start spraying the seams and see if we see any bubbles. Oh, look, right there. All right, y'all, I did not see this. I should have seen this initially, but there's a hairline fracture in the top of the headlight. No wonder water was getting in there. All right, so yeah, I'm looking at it now. It looks just kind of like it's on a crease. Or kind of, yeah, it's just like a complex shape. So seeing that, I can't even probably get you to see it. Where is it? Hold on. All right, my fingernail is on it now. Yeah, I don't think you can see it, but it's on this sort of compound shape right here. Anyway, that sucks. There's a crack. Honestly, I'm gonna go to Google and see what I can do to fix that. I'm gonna skip through all of this, save you the time, and just tell you that tape is a temporary solution. If you just want to seal a crack to not get some moisture in it for the time being, fine to do that. So I made a little template just to kind of neatly cover up the crack. After a week or so, some rain, some humidity, the tape started to lift and moisture was getting back in the headlight, especially if you do any kind of pressure washing. You're going to lift up that tape and water's going to get back in there. I'll show you what I did next, and it involves silicone. Again, maybe just another temporary solution, but I think this will hold longer. Next step would just be get a new headlight. I ended up doing all that silicone work to seal up the headlight well after I had done all this. Just had a lot of trial and error with the taping. Trying different tapes didn't work. I wanted to go ahead and just show you all this video and me putting the headlight back in and get the bumper back up just because it's valuable info, I think. One more thing before we button this thing up. This is the automatic transmission cooler, which you can see on the side, this little radiator. Now that I put the headlight in there, you can't see it, but this, the hose is going into it, had an AT marker on it, so I'm pretty sure this one. And then on the other side of the car is an engine cooler, so it's pretty cool. Functional vents below both lights. Nothing fake here. There you go. Where do all these go? So I know it did not totally break down how to take out this headlight, but at least on this RCF I will show you the one pain point which makes you basically take apart the entire grille is getting to this screw right here. This screw holds the side of the headlight in. I think it's 3 main bolts that hold the main assembly in, but I mean, you need to move the bumper out to actually fish this thing out, but this one right here is why you gotta take, I don't know, 15 screws out just to get the headlight out. Secure the headlight first, and then you're able to push the bumper back in. There's so many compound curves here, it's insane. So getting this stable allows you to push all of this, clip this in, and then the rest is just hardware from here. Kind of bummed I went this route, but so be it, right? Could have found that crack without taking the headlight out. As you may have heard, there's a crack in the front bumper, so if I do end up replacing this front bumper, I know exactly how to take it apart.